the holistic development of the boy child by offering incentives to access education in an environment that is suited to their learning styles. According to Dr. Alison Maffre, Executive Director of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, varying student needs will be better served by specialized schools instead of the one-size-fits-all monopoly. He says the initiative started with 7 schools in the north of the island and has now grown, spreading its reach across the island, impacting more than 100 young men. While the program currently serves the male demographic, he acknowledges that a number of girls also require this type of assistance. On the latest episode of the Good Morning Show, Maffre highlights the socio-economic issue the program seeks to address.
In the first cohort, we targeted 100 boys and about 40 of them went to care. There's a sad reality that while the idea of getting all children to go to secondary school, universal secondary education, the idea is very good. But I think what is lost is that we send a number of children to secondary school.
And they're not built for.
Yes, and they do not have the interest in the theoretical education. And so we found that there are a number of boys that sit in secondary schools, in traditional secondary schools. They have no interest in the academics.
They will do a lot better in the
absolutely, because that's what they're interested in. And some may be interested in the arts and what have you. Right, but our education system, just sports and you name
academia, our education system is strictly focused on academia.
Absolutely.
And sought to allow the boy child the opportunity to learn in a technical vocational environment rather than the traditional classroom. The reason for doing so is the understanding that not all children learn the same way, and some may very well fail in theory but succeed in practical.
The idea was that we wanted to see if we brought resources to vulnerable young men, whether if we brought the educational resources to bear, whether that would be able to mitigate some of the criminality and killings and what have you on the streets. And we immediately sought the assistance of Ms. Fortuna Anthony. Once we had gotten back to Massey and they agreed, that they would go with what we had conceptualized. And so we discussed, and we had Ms. Anthony come on board. Of course, Ms. Fortuna Anthony is is really, I call her education guru. And so she came on board and we decided to design the program. We got great assistance from the Ministry of Education, particularly since we were very happy with that, because we were a little concerned that the Ministry of Education would not buy into the idea of taking boys from the traditional secondary schools and sending them to care.
Maffre expressed gratitude to Massey and Lucilec, who each contributed $50,000 each to the program on its launch on January 22nd, 2019. The program, according to Maffre, is a pilot project or study based on the belief that dropout rates and the poor performance of boys specifically is due mainly to the fact that many students who have no interest in academics are nevertheless placed in academic areas of study with few options to be involved in areas of interest to them. Therefore, he is affording them the opportunity to be engaged in areas which they are passionate about. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.